Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills face a Colts team who they eliminated in 2020 in the Big Dance. It was a game that Josh Allen single-handedly carried his team, and I'm sure the Colts have not forgotten about that. So in today's film room, I want to take a look at how the Bills offense can expose some of the Colts' defensive tendencies. The Colts defense, led by Matt Eberflus, isn't one that blitzes a lot. They only blitz 18% of the time, and that's ranked 27th in the NFL. They rely on 4 rushers a majority of the time. And in order to live in that world, you have to be able to disguise coverages on the back end and disguise the pressures and looks up front to confuse quarterbacks. And that's exactly what the Colts plan to do this weekend against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. A lot of Allen's check with me's at the line of scrimmage are run versus pass calls, but also zone versus man, and even single high versus two high type calls and decisions. I expect the Colts to try and hold and or disguise their stems as long as they can so that the picture changes just before the snap or even post snap. This play looked like cover 1 prior to the snap, but ended up being more of a two high match zone concept with Kenny Moore following the slot receiver deep. Tannehill goes through his progressions and finds the tight end in the zone over the middle. Even when you think it's a certain coverage and find where you want to go with the ball, they throw in a wrinkle and shut it down. Look at the defensive structure and alignment on this play. Single high safety look, DB's pressed up near the line of scrimmage, and his safety in and around the box. Possibly man coverage, right? The motion appears to give the tight end some space to operate against a linebacker underneath if it's man coverage. Bobby Okereke gives the tight end some room to breathe post-snap, so Tannehill takes the free yardage. But what he doesn't realize is that Moore is trapping the route, and he's able to make a play on the ball. The Matt Eberflus defense does a great job of funneling the ball to go where they want it to, and when they want it to. On this 3rd and 11 call, the Colts show pressure up near the line of scrimmage. Normally, you want your QB to find the hot route or sight adjustment, but it's 3rd and 11. That guy would probably be the tight end. So if Tanny throws it hot here, it's likely completed, but he'll probably be tackled immediately by one of the best nickel corners in the game. So Tannehill holds on to it just a tad longer to let the routes develop. Tannehill waits for the tight end to push vertically, but the Colts have a defensive lineman pop out as a rat defender underneath, so Moore can play over the top and the defensive lineman underneath. The passing window is fleeting, and the tight end and quarterback need to be on the same page for this play to succeed. The throw would need to be perfectly placed so that the tight end can catch and run. But linebacker Darius Leonard gets a piece of the ball, and that defensive lineman picks the veteran quarterback off. They do this on just about every drive. They'll show you pressure or a blitz look and force you to throw it quickly to your hot or sight adjustment, but then have a defender pop out underneath to try and make a play on the ball. Sometimes the timing is off, which is why Josh Allen will have to trust his weapons and hit Knox or Beasley on these routes. Especially Knox, because the Colts defense is one of the worst coverage teams versus tight ends. Here's another 3rd down play where the Colts appear to be bringing pressure and playing man coverage. If they do bring pressure, Tannehill likely has the tight end on the crosser, if he can get across the face of Okereke. The tight end succeeds, but the Colts have their safety Willis pop out underneath on the backside of the formation, and he executes a banjo coverage with the linebacker. So the tight end is taken away, and Tannehill is forced to throw to the single receiver to the bottom of the screen, but the corner makes a play on the ball. It's going to be a chess match. Just like this play, a play we saw earlier in the matchup. The Titans adjusted. Rather than throwing into the quarters trap coverage we saw earlier in the game, Tannehill works a high-low concept over the middle. He throws the intermediate in-breaking route behind the trap. But the backside linebacker, Leonard, works his way into the passing window and gets a piece of the pass that Tannehill thought for sure would be there for the taking. Allen will have to identify the coverage, but also process whether the defender he is attacking has leverage help. And in those gotta have it or money situations, Dawson Knox is going to be crucial. The Colts are going to let their linebackers man up against Knox and the tight ends, and force the offense to operate through them. The Colts defense ranks 27th in DVOA against opposing tight ends. Tight ends for opposing offenses have been targeted 79 times this year, the 4th most. And the Colts defense has surrendered 611 yards to tight ends and 6 touchdowns, the 6th most and 3rd most respectively. But keep this in mind, all 6 touchdowns by opposing tight ends were red zone scores. Now, the protection for Allen will come first, but they have to find ways to get the ball to Dawson Knox. When the Colts mug the gaps and show pressure, Allen and his hot reads and sight adjustments must be better than they have been in recent weeks. The opportunities and passing windows show up and close very quickly, given the talent the Colts have. Allen has to get the ball out of his hands quickly and place it well enough so the Colts defenders on the backside of formations can't drop underneath the pass. If Allen gets the ball out quickly, the Bills' weapons should be able to find some chunk plays within the confines of the call. Now, if Allen struggles to process the coverages and where the help can come from, the tricks the Colts scheme up will frustrate Allen all day, just like they have to other QBs all season.